What's going on, people? Welcome to the LV Live Show. I'm LV Live. Please hit that like, share, subscribe button. Once again, I want to thank all the new subscribers for coming by to my channel, man. It is truly, truly appreciated. Big time win for them boys, coming back from 18 points down in that fourth by beating the Houston Rockets 108-106. The captain, 20 points and 6 assists. He was big in that fourth quarter. The big cat, great bounce back game for him. 25 points, 7 rebounds. Listen, fabulous game for them boys, man. Fabulous game. Awesome, great comeback. But to me, man, the star of the game was Jose Alvarado. Those minutes to start that fourth quarter, his minutes were sensational. That second unit led by him, the big cat, Bridges, Shamet, and OG Anunoby led the charge. Fabulous, man. Fabulous comeback win, man. Much needed because they looked like they were dead in the water. Dead in the water, man. And it was great to see them bounce back today. Much needed victory, man. But listen, guys, got to dig deep, man. Biggest comeback of the year, 18 points. And I thought they won it, of course, in that third quarter, man. The third quarter was tough for us. 37-22, we lost. The second quarter is worse also, 33-26, right? But that fourth quarter was major. We beat the Rockets in that fourth quarter, 33-15. Awesome game, man. Awesome game. Awesome game. Listen, guys, we were down 93-75 with less than 11 minutes left, right, in the regulation. Then we went on a 32-10 run, man. 32-10. But it started on the defensive end, getting turnovers and stuff like that. And to me, who spearheaded that was Alvarado, man. Alvarado's energy, driving and kicking, getting layups, getting steals, the big cat coming up with big buckets, nice passes to OG. Start defensively. Then also, too, we started hitting the glass. Guys started getting rebounds. We started pushing, playing with fast pace, right? And that's pretty much what helped, man. That's pretty much what helped. 32-10 run, guys, with less than 11 minutes left. Gotta love it, man. Gotta love it. Fabulous win for the boys. Fabulous win for them boys. Knicks Junkie, what's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through rocking with LV Live. If you haven't done so, please subscribe to the channel. Big Task, what's going on, man? Big time win for them boys. 108-106. Tony, what's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through rocking with LV Live. Big time win for them boys. Time passes by. What's going on, man? Big time win for them boys. 108-106. Coming back, man. Being down 18 points. Being down 18. 32-10 run, man, to close the game out. And that pretty much was the ball game, man. Kevin Durant was cold. Cold at the end. I think they started feeling it, man. The Garden started getting pumped up. You saw the energy started coming. They started missing shots. We were getting rebounds. Guys were making big-time buckets and big-time plays. But it was that second unit, man. It was that second unit. And then, of course, the captain didn't have a great game. He didn't, okay? But do we really care? He does what great players do, right? He's the closer. That's what he is. Clutch player of the year. I thought he was big. In the final, what is it? When he come about 7 minutes left in the fourth, I think he came back in and he started getting buckets. He started schooling, started cooking, and that's when he's at his best because that's when he has ice water in his veins. That's when he has ice water. I mean, that's what you gotta love about him. Listen, look, he didn't have that great of a game. He didn't, but it's okay. No one remembers that. What you remember is how you ended the game, and he ended the game with clutch bucket after clutch bucket after clutch bucket. Kevin Durant came down. He missed. It's a miss and make lead. Captain put us up 105-103. Kevin Durant missed. Ball game. That's it. I mean, that's what it is, man. It's a miss and make league, man. But when you have a guy like that who can knock down big time buckets, it's huge for the Knicks. Huge. Huge. And I thought Brunson was sensational in those closing moments. Judah's Revenge. What's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through rocking with LV Live. Great win, man. Great win. Great win. Great. Much needed win, man. Especially what happened on Friday, man. Especially what happened Friday. Don't bugging on Friday. Thursday. What happened Thursday, man? So it's it's been a lot of stuff going on, man. A lot of things. But hey, listen, man. Look, I think sometimes wins like this are fabulous because you're able to kind of reconnect with your team and kind of get you out of a little rut, right? Especially what happened Thursday, right? So you're able to get out of that rut with a win like this, especially when you were down. It wasn't looking good, but you were able to pull out a great victory like this. And sometimes wins like this get your team going. It spearheads things. And I just think that was awesome. Jay from the 313, what's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through rocking with LV Live, man. I truly appreciate you. Everybody, when you're coming through, man, please hit that like button for me. Remember, J from 313. Appreciate you coming through, rocking with LV Live. Jose Alvarado, grand theft. Brooklyn zone, big time minutes for him. He was huge. To me, he's the unsung hero. Brunson made the big shots. Cat had a great bounce back game. OG was awesome. But to me, Jose Alvarado's minutes, him coming in, getting those steals, point of attack defense, just putting pressure on the Rockets. His speed, he sped up the game. And with that pretty much lets things. And then the big cat was hitting buckets after buckets. The big cat started cooking, right? And that was the beauty of him. But then also, too, guys started chiming in. You had Alvarado. Then Brunson pretty much came in and sealed the deal. And that's what he's supposed to do. So to me, this was a great win, man. This is kind of wake these boys up, which is awesome. Wonder Woman, what's going on? I appreciate you coming through rocking with LV Live, man. New to the chat, okay? So I appreciate that, Wonder Woman. I truly appreciate that you coming through rocking with me and my crew. It's truly, truly appreciated. Listen, I do this after every single Knicks game. This is what I do. Everybody's been here and rocking with me. They know how I do things. So I appreciate you coming through rocking with me and my crew, man. It's truly, truly appreciated. Eric Green, what's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through rocking with LV Live. Yuri, what's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through rocking with LV Live. Yuri, I got you, man. Just give me a second. I'm kind of going through my things right here, Yuri. I appreciate you coming through rocking with us, man. Listen, Brunson didn't have a great game, and that's okay. It happens. What about the big cat? See, we've been balking about him. Everybody's screaming at him. Not here on this channel, right? I let it be known how important he is to this team. You think these guys don't listen to us? You think they don't listen? Of course they do. Of course they listen to us. What's the first thing they did today? Soon as the first quarter goes, where do they establish Town at? Establish Towns in that Baja. You got it to him in the post. What is he doing? He's finishing. He's making layups. Then what does he start doing? Popping out, hitting threes. This is easy. This ain't hard, man. This is not hard. It's not hard. You do that to the big man, he has a great game, which he did. Sensational game from him. And then I thought also, too, solid enough defense on Sengun. Now he's not a great defender. We know that, but solid enough to where it made things difficult for Sengun. But the key for him is he's coming up with big-time buckets like he did last year. And that's what I saw. I saw old Towns today. That's what I saw. One of my day ones, Gravity. What's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through rocking with LV Live. Big-time win for the boys, 108-106. The Big Cat, 25 points, 7 rebounds. Latoria B, what's going on? Appreciate you coming through rocking with LV Live tonight. Big time win for the boys, 108-106. The captain, 26.6 assists. Big. 7 minutes left in the fourth. Big for him. Ice water. Ice water in his veins. That's why he is clutch player of the year. Beautiful game. Beautiful game. Beautiful. Look who's walked to the building, everybody. A pillar here in the LV Live show. MBIC has returned. Appreciate you coming through rock with LV Live tonight. Listen, guys, I mentioned Cad. I mentioned, of course, Alvarado. What about OG Anunoby? He didn't play as great. Bounce back game for him. We know he did not play well Thursday at all. He was rusty. You could see it. Him dealing with that toe issue or whatever the dynamic is. I don't know. I would just say his toenail was gone, right? We'll just say that. So I thought it was great to see him bounce back. First shot of the game, OG from the corner three, bang, bang, money in the bank. That automatic. You see the ball go through the net. He was aggressive, taking it to the rack. I thought he was huge today. Huge, especially with Brunson struggling in the beginning. OG Anunoby's offense was dynamic today. And he was vintage OG, going to the rim, finishing strong in that Baja, playing great defense, playing the passing lanes, getting steals. It looked like vintage OG Anunoby. And it was beautiful. It was beautiful. You got to love it, man. You got to love it. And it's good to see these guys thriving together. But I think what's so important, more than anything, is there was a balance tonight. A balance. And even though Brunson struggled, I didn't feel like anything was forced. I felt like they were establishing Towns. It was inside out, the way this game has always been played. It's never been played outside in. You always establish the big man first, then you kick the ball out. If anybody knows, the highest percentage shot is closer to the rim. So you establish him in that Baja, then what does he do? He starts making layups. Then OG Anunoby's getting dunks. Now we look like the Knicks. Easy. Brunson struggling offensively. Josh Hart, I think he's still in Cancun. But it's okay. We still need him. We understand Josh Hart, the heart and soul of this team, but tonight wasn't his night. It just wasn't. He was, like I said, I think he's still in Cancun. But anyway, all in all, I thought everybody played good. And I thought that in the beginning, you saw a great cohesive unit. Even though Brunson wasn't cooking, other guys were getting established. This is things I've touched on before. And then Brunson started trickling down, scoring from here and there. But, he was kind of struggling. Them Thompson turns were tough to deal with for him. But I thought that was big, which helped the Knicks get that lead, and I thought they played well. Here's where the game kind of got out of hand. Oh, it'll happen here. Oh, Jermaine Harris, what's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through Rock with LV Live, man. Rondo, one of my day ones. What's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through Rocking with LV Live. Tim, Harlem all day, man. You know what time it is, man. Big time win for them boys, 108 to 106. Tim, appreciate you coming through Rocking with LV Live, man. Big time win for them boys. So here's where the game, it got crazy, right? And this is where now I have to switch my lens to Mike Brown, right? First of all, I said this on my show before. You cannot play Jeremy Sohan and Diawara together. Right? You cannot do that. They're like double negatives. You can't do that. I love Diawara, what he brings. Everybody knows I've been bigging him up on this show. I love his upside, but he's still green. You got to have him out there with, really, really good ball players. You can't have him out there with a bunch of role players. He threw out this lineup, and this is where the Rockets started getting busy. They started really picking up steam. He threw out a lineup of Brunson, Shamet, Diawara, Sohan, and Mitch. Who else is going to create offense than Brunson? Now, all they got to do is blitz Brunson. Shamet is not a creator. He just comes off screens, knocks down shots. Diawara is not that neither. He's super green. Sohan can't shoot. He just plays defense. We know what he is. He's limited. And then there's Mitch. What is he doing? Why did he roll out that lineup? That makes no sense. I told you guys on this show that cannot work. Sohan cannot be out there with Diawara. He cannot. You put Sohan in there for OG's minutes. That's what you do. Where he's got offensive guys around him, now he can flow. Sohan's got to be out there with Brunson, with Mikal. If Josh, figures it out. Of course, Brunson, Mikal, maybe OG, but Cat's got to be out there too. He's got to be in the mix. You got to have, because then you can really see what Sohan can do, because you know what he's there for. And what he does is he cuts, he gets layups, he gets tip balls, but you can't have him out there with like no creators outside of Brunson. So then what did the Rockets do? They blitzed Brunson. They blitzed him. Then he's got to give it to Shamet. Shamet's doing all these passes. I'm like, what do you got? And we start turning the ball over. Then the Rockets start cooking offensively. Start cooking. Right? And now we're kind of backpedaling like a prize fighter, right? You're not stepping forward in the fight. You're on your back heels. And once they smelled blood in the water, the Rockets, they took full advantage of that. And we couldn't get it back. And that's really what hurt us. That lineup right there, I said it. Brunson, Shamet, Diawara, Sohan, and Mitch. That's what Mike Brown threw out there. Insane. You got to listen. If Sohan's going to be out there, you got to have Bridges out there. You got to have another offensive guy who can create, or he can create his own shot. Because if they blitz Brunson, you can hit Bridges coming off for that screen, and then he can hit that mid range, which was money today for him. I thought Bridges was solid again today, right? So to me, that's the thing. That's what you got to do. You can't have all these other guys that you expect Brunson. The Rockets were licking their chops. That's why Brunson was struggling. Mike Brown's lucky, man. He's lucky. Because he would have been destroyed tonight on all the shows. Destroyed. Kodeska, what's going on? Appreciate you coming through Rocking with LV Live tonight, man. Truly appreciate it, man. Everybody's coming through Rocking with me. Big time win for the boys. Listen, guys, they were down by 18. 32-10 run, man. 32-10 run to end the game, man. To end the game. Major, man. Major, you got to love it, man. You got to love it. And once again, like I stated, man, the wins like this is kind of really what kind of wakes the team up and kind of get them back on track, man. And I thought that was major, was super huge. Brunson was big in the clutch, man. 4 for 4, man. 6 minutes left, man. 4 for 4. 6 minutes left. Bucket after bucket after bucket. This is when he's great, man. This is when he's great. To me, he's the best in the league at it. The best in the league. Best in the league. And that's where he was sensational, man. I mean, they kind of had him bottled up tonight, but it happens, man. I don't have any issues with stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have tough games. You're gonna have, defensive guys that are really gonna give you a hard time. They just are, because they're really, really good players. So that's okay. But the great players, it doesn't matter. They figure out a way. But the biggest thing of it all is that even when they have a tough game, even when they do that, they're able to still come up with big time buckets, man, when it matters. So you totally forget how bad they played. Because when it's money time, when the money's on the table, that's when they're at their best. That's when they're at their best. Also, too, guys, what do you think about Shaman? I thought Shaman also played great too, man. I thought he also played great too. Remember, Shaman played all 12 minutes, man. Did not come back. 12 minutes in that time. He had 7 points, 2 for 3 from 3. He was a plus 16. Altogether, Shaman had 14 points, 5 for 7, and 2 for 4 from 3, man. Thank God for him, because Josh just didn't have it at all. At all. Jose Alvarado was big too. Like I told you, he was big in that fourth, right? Once again, he played 11 of his 20 minutes in that fourth, guys. 11 of his 20 minutes. During that time, 5 steals. 3 of those steals were in the fourth quarter. 4 assists. 3 of those 4 was in the fourth quarter. 8 points, 5 in the fourth. He was a plus 19. Those 2 guys, remember, really Alvarado, his energy picked up and changed everything. But I thought Shamet was great all night, man, because Josh just didn't have it. So I thought, it was just, Josh, man, I don't know, man. But anyway, my thing was that was big. Those it was the role players tonight that really kind of stepped up. It was the role players, and I thought that was awesome, man. I thought that was awesome. But those guys kind of saved Mike Brown today, man, because he was making really bad decisions, man. You could tell Udoka was running circles around him. Killer B, what's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through rocking with LV Live tonight, man. Big time win for the boys, 108-106. The Big Cat, 25 points, 7 rebounds. All right, okay, let me go ahead and chat, man. Let me see what everyone's talking about, man. Appreciate everybody coming through rocking with me, man. It's truly, truly appreciated. Okay, my man Tony says, LV, man, I'm glad we won, but overall, I watch everything. Josh Hart, 27 minutes, negative 15. Why, as a coach, do you allow him to play as many minutes, knowing you can bring a Clarkson for half that to see what he can do? Tony, here's the problem with Clarkson, man. Clarkson plays no defense. Like that's the issue with him, man. You know what I mean? He's an older player. He struggles on that end of the court, Tony. So you're gonna basically get an upgrade offensively, but the offense wasn't the problem. It's the defense. Right. And Josh was terrible defensively too. He was turning the ball over. Like he just didn't have it tonight. Really, really bad game for him. But that's the issue with the whole Clarkson piece. He can't defend Tony. Remember Tony, he's like 33, 34 years old, man. He's been in the league a long time. So he just doesn't have it anymore. He just doesn't. He can't move his feet at all. Big Taz says Alvarado's an unsung hero. Yo, he was big, man. He was big. He led the charge, man. He led the charge. Big Taz, man. LV Brunson didn't have a good game. But when the money's on the table, yo, Big Taz, that's right, man. That's what we say on this channel, man. When the money is on that table, that's when he's at his best. Jay from the 313 finally caught you live. I'm rocking with LV Live. I appreciate that, man. Still wild that Hart and Shaman got so many minutes. Josh Hart, yes, Shaman was solid tonight, man. Shaman was solid. Shaman had to play a lot, man, because Josh just didn't have it. And believe it or not, guys, this is where you miss Deuce. Deuce is missed immensely, man. He's needed here, right? Because a lot of those minutes, a lot of those open threes that we were missing, Deuce is knocking those down. So having Deuce out there is big. It's big, and him not being there really kind of hurts us offensively and defensively as well. Tony says the problem isn't Towns or Brunson with this team. The coach has to make a decision with Josh Hart and Mikal Bridges. Those two cannot both start. It's affecting the team. Tony, I don't know, Tony. I think they're fine. I think Josh Hart just had a really bad night, Tony. I think they had a really Mikal. I thought was okay tonight. He had big buckets, man. I thought he was solid. He was solid. He had 11 points tonight, man. He had decent numbers. 5 for 11 for the field, 1 for 2 from 3. He had 6 rebounds, 5 assists. Tony, those are solid numbers, man. It's solid numbers. Solid numbers from Mikal. Usually he has more stocks. He had no stocks tonight, no steals, no blocks. But I thought he was solid today. No turnovers. I thought he was solid, man. I thought he was solid. Solid minutes. Not everybody could score at 18. You know what I'm saying? OG had 20. Towns had 25. Brunson had 20. Shaman had 14. Alvarado had 8. But Bridges came up with big buckets, too, man. Remember that putback that he had with Alvarado, Mr. Layup, that dunk, and then he had a mid-range, too, which was big. So he had big buckets, man. You know what I'm saying? When we need a kind of like a bucket or whatever, he always comes up big in those moments. Eric Green says, clutch victory. Team show grit. They did, man. They definitely did. CC, what's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through rocking with LV Live, man. Big time win for them boys. Much needed win. 108 to 106. Knicks go on a 32-10 run to end the fourth and come out with a great victory. Tim says, Coach Brown's got to figure it out, man. His coaching did not win this game. The team just figured it out. Tim agreed, man. Tim agreed. The pressure's on for him, Tim. The pressure's on. Because you see this the stuff that's going on back and forth for him and Towns, right? They're having some issues. You know, he's saying that, you know, Towns has got to figure it out. Some nonsense he's talking. But, you know, he doesn't know what he's doing. You know, I could tell. I could see. Especially them lineups he's running out there. It looks insane. Insane. If you want to play DOR, cool. But DOR and Sohan cannot be out there at the same time. They cannot. You got to either have Mikal or OG out there with one of those guys. That's how it has to be. You cannot throw. And then they play bad. Lineup played bad in the second quarter, right? In the second quarter. He threw that same lineup back out there in the third quarter. I'm like, yo, what are you doing, man? And they went on another run. Like the guys, he's like, come on, man. You know what I'm saying? Like he's not. I don't know, man. I don't know. I do not know. CC says, Shamit attacking the basket is a plus. Agreed. I thought Shamit was solid today. I thought he was solid. I thought he played really good defense, too. Really good defense. Really good defense. Even times on Kevin Durant, right? He's not the best defender, but he's solid defensively. And so he makes you work. He makes you work. Okay, Tony says, LV, man, I need your free feedback, bro. Or my 2 comments. Let me know how you feel about it. Okay, Tony, let me take a look and see what you stated earlier, Tony. Once again, everybody's coming through, man. Please hit that like button. I appreciate everybody coming through, rocking with me tonight, man. It is truly, truly appreciated. Okay. Is this what you mean? This one, Tony? The problem isn't. Oh yeah. Okay. I talked about that. I mentioned that. Okay, let me go back in here in the chat, man. Okay, so Tony says tonight Tyler Kolek could have helped some much tonight. I think he should be getting minutes with Jose Kolek when on the floor. The team always produces. Tony, I don't know, Tony. Tony, Alvarado looks good, man. He looks good. He causes chaos, Tony. If I could say it any better than that, he causes chaos. What he does defensively, how he attacks, man, you gotta account for him. When you turn your back, first of all, you should never do that in hoops. People do it, they get away with it, but that's why you don't turn your back, because he's perfect at that. He sneaks up behind, gets those little steals. Guys get rebounds. He's coming up underneath you, getting those steals, and he's pushing it up the court, flying down the court. You can't coach that stuff, man. Kolek doesn't have that, man. He just doesn't. And I love Kolek. You know that. I love him, but you just got to call a thing a thing. You got to call a thing a thing. This kid is exceptional, and he won us the game tonight. His energy won us the game. Okay, so I'm saying Jose and Kolek both should be getting minutes. But Tony, where though, Tony? But where would he get the minutes? I wouldn't play them together. Like Tony, there's really no place to play him. When they made the deal to get Alvarado, I knew Kolek was done because there's no way to play him, Tony. There's only but so many minutes in the game, right? So there's no place to play Kolek. There is nowhere. Like where? If you have him and Alvarado out there, they're redundant. There's no way. And he's not. Well, Kolek's good, but he's not. He's not what Brunson is. See, Brunson can play with Alvarado because Brunson, we know what he is offensively. He's a beast. So you can swing the ball to him and he can go and get his. It doesn't matter if it's a big man or a small, it doesn't matter. He can get a shot off. He's just that good of a player, right? Offensively. So you can play him with Deuce. You could play him with Kolek and this guy like the same guy. Tony says, a game like tonight, he could have gotten Mo D minutes because he knows how to run the offense. Yeah, but I love Diawara. Yes, but Tony, this is where it's a Mike Brown thing, Tony. He's got to figure out where those minutes are going to come from, right? He's got to do that. But when you have him out there, Tony, you got to make sure he's out there with a couple of guys that are shot creators. You don't want the ball in his hand like hot potato when he's got to. It's pretty much like they say you throw me a grenade, right? And I gotta let that guy throw it because it's going to blow up. You don't want to throw him the grenade. You want to throw the grenade to either Brunson or Towns or even Bridges because Bridges is great at getting shots off like that, them fallaways and stuff like that. He's just really good at that. Diawara is not that. You know what I'm saying? He's not that just yet. He's still green, man. He's got to be out there with some of those guys. You can't put him out there with Sohan. That's where Mike Brown screwed up at. Now, if you're going to put him out there with other people, cool. I'm okay with that because he's shown that he can really, he gets busy. You know what I'm saying? When he's around those other guys. So I understand that. But that's a coach thing. Big time. Evergreen says Grand Theft is going to be on the floor at winning time. Clutch player, winning player. Yeah, man, listen, you know what it is? Evergreen, he gets after defensively, man. Definitely. And that's what makes him awesome. CG says, let Diawara play. Hey, listen, I love Diawara, man. You know that, but the coach has got to find good minutes for him. He's got to. Wesley Robinson, 4949. What's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through Rock with LV Live tonight. Big time win from the boys, 108-106. The Big Cat, 25 points, 7 rebounds. Wesley says, all you Cat haters, man, when we talk about shooting guard, Josh Hart, get him off the starting lineup and put Shamet in it. Josh Hart looked lost. When he was in the playoffs. I love Josh, man. I do. I just think that when he's not here, he just doesn't seem like he's been here. I think he's still on vacation because he looked like that today. The reason why. Okay, let me break it down to you. Here's the reason why everyone doesn't want Josh starting. They either want Deuce starting or Shamet. It's because with those guys, it automatically goes to a 5-out lineup. Automatically. Because with Josh Hart being there, no one respects him enough as a three-point shooter. But when you have Deuce out there or Shamet, it becomes a 5-out, and that's perfect for Towns. Because now you got to make sure that a big is on Towns. And a lot of people don't like putting bigs on Towns because he destroys big men, destroys them. And so if you notice, they didn't really have Sengun on him. They had Tyree Eason on him, or they threw Jabari Walker, I think that's his name. I just know his name is Jabari. They threw him on Towns, or who's the other kid? The other kid that they threw up, he hurt his knee, right? I forget the other kid. But they put smaller guys on Towns. Or they might have put Amin Thompson on Towns, right? Or even DeVrant try to guard Towns. They try to kind of get Sengun away from him because he was getting Sengun in foul trouble, right? So Towns is just a matchup nightmare. He just is because he's so skilled at his size. But when you have 5 out, you're forced. Jabari Smith, CC, thank you. It's late. I'm sorry. But when Towns is out there, it forces you. Excuse me. When you have another shooter out there, it forces you to have 5 out. Now you got to put the big on Towns because you can't have a big on Shamet or have a big on Deuce. They're going to be lighting you up from 3, or they're going to do a pump fake and run right past the big and make a layup. Right. So now you got to put the big on Towns. Now you got to kind of match up, and they don't want to put a big on Towns. He eats those guys for lunch. That's why people have been talking about that, because Josh Hart is not a consistent enough shooter or confident enough in his shot to where it makes the defense, forces them to play a 5-out, right? Excuse me, to defend a 5-out. Let me say that. Because they can put a big on Josh Hart. And so that's the key. That's the key with that. Okay, Tony says a lineup of Towns, OG, Diawara, Shamet, Kolek. Okay, I like that. But Tony, see, Tony, you're trying to squeeze in Kolek minutes, but that's going to be hard, Tony, because that's Alvarado's minutes. You know what I'm saying? That's his spot now, man. Tony, he gets after it on the defensive end, man. He gets after it. And you can't, Tony, you can't coach that stuff. That's very, very hard, Tony, to keep off the court. Because he gives you what no one else on his team does. Defense, speed, athleticism, IQ, and you ready this? He's ferocious, man. Ferocious. He's like a little pit bull. Ferocious. The BK bully. He comes in there, heart of a lion. You know what I'm saying? He has those intangibles you just can't coach. You just can't. He was the one that got us back in there with 32-10 run. That was because of him, what he did defensively. And then he's knocking down a couple of threes, that corner three. Then he got a couple of steals. He just pretty much, it's like he just infused energy, toughness, and a want to win tonight into this team when he came onto the court in that fourth quarter. Big time. Big time. Wesley Robinson says, Sohan is one trick pony just like Mitch. They both have no offensive game whatsoever. I like Sohan, man. But see, this is where the coach got. They got to put him with the right lineup. They got to put him out there with guys where he could float. I would love to see him and OG out there together. Him and OG. This is what I want. I want him, OG, maybe Cat or Mitch, whomever, Bridges, and Alvarado. I want that lineup because now you have two offensive guys that can get after it, right? Bridges and OG Anunoby. But now you have 5 defensive beasts out there: Mitch, Sohan, OG, Mikal, and Alvarado. That's the lineup that I want to see. Eddie Kofi, what's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through rocking with LV Live tonight. Big time win for them boys. 108-106. The captain was big. Big 4 for 4 in clutch moments. Vintage Brunson at the end, man. Vintage Brunson. Last 6 minutes of the game, man. Money time. Money time. That's it. Awesome. Awesome. All right, guys. Let me pull up. You got Shaq Diesel talking to the big cat after the game. Let me pull it up for you guys here. Let's kind of watch that and see what Cat was talking about. Awesome game from him, man. Awesome game for him. You got to feed the big man, man. This is easy. This is not hard hoops. This is not hard at all. You got to feed him, man. Okay. There's the Diesel and the big cat. Okay, let me make sure. Oh, wait. I don't know. What is this? Okay, I'm sorry. I'm trying to make sure. Okay, so this is lined up for you guys. Okay, I want to make sure this is all lined up. Hey, Edward Walker, man. Long time no see, man. I appreciate you coming through Rock with LV Live, man. Long time no see, Edward Walker. Appreciate you coming through Rock with me. Big time win for the boys, 108-106. Big time win. All right, cool. Let's hear from the big cat. Let me make sure the volume is good for you guys. All right, here we go.
Beginning of the game, I said you were playing soft because I've seen you at times when you play great. And what you must understand in New York, you need to be great for you guys to win the championship. It's high aspirations. Yeah. You know, if you guys win the championship, of course they're going to talk about Brunson, but it's you and your play. You have to be dominant. You responded very, very well. You played well. You played in the paint. That's how you should play. you should always play great. Being from Jersey, good ain't good enough. You had a great
Jersey.
game tonight. I'm proud of you.
For sure. But what you said too is if we win a championship, they could talk about anybody as long as we all get a ring. That's the most important thing.
No, but
I don't care.
But
I don't care about none of that.
No, but you got to play great. 1-2 punch, and you part of that 1-2 punch.
Hell yeah.
Right.
But, you know, I want to make sure we all understand the biggest goal and the main goal here is to win. You know, it don't matter about who gets the credit or whatever.
It ain't
I just
about
want to
credit.
be
You
part
got to
of
play
a
great.
ring.
Nope, you got to play great.
It's true.
Get the credit.
I hear you.
Yeah, okay.
Legend, I agree with you.
All right.
I agree with you.
You know I got you, Jersey, baby.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Beginning of the game.
I love what Cat is saying, and I love what Shaq is saying. And I think this is a great breakdown. Of course, you know Shaq from Brick City, man. He's from Newark, so that's why he's talking that Jersey stuff. You know, Towns is from South Jersey, Central Jersey, or whatever. I think he's from. I want to say he's from like Edison or something like that. That's where he's from. Good shopping in Jersey too, man. Everybody go down to Jersey Shore, man. It's beautiful down in the shore, man. If you guys got down this summer, I go down to the shore every summer. Every summer. I don't go to Long Island no more. I used to go out there to what is Jones Beach? I used to go out there. Negative. Jersey Shore is the spot, man. I go down to like Point Pleasant. You gotta hit up Wildwood. A lot of good beaches. Of course, Seaside Heights. You got to go, man. It's nice down there, man. It's beautiful. Beautiful down there. You know what I'm saying? It's beautiful down there. Beautiful down there. It's great in the summertime, man. It's awesome. Awesome down there. So, yeah. So that's what they talking that, you know, they moved from Jersey. So, but let me say this. I love what Shaq is telling him, because Shaq is telling him he's got to dominate. But what Cat's looking at it as is like, yo, man, like, I don't want it to be such a situation where, like, you know, I gotta score 40 a night. Like he's like, yo, I don't care. Like, I don't care how we get a ring. Let's get a ring. But Shaq is speaking from a guy that was the number one option. Towns is not the number one option. Brunson is. So I think Towns is trying to, you know, kind of say, but Shaq is looking at him like, yeah, but in order for this team to get there, you gotta be the man. You gotta be. And I agree with Shaq. I agree with Shaq. And the reason why I agree with him is because as great as Brunson is, you saw what happened tonight. They're gonna double him. They're gonna double him. They're gonna blitz him. He's got to get his ball, and he kind of was messing up today too. When they was blitzing him, he's trying to throw the ball over their head. I'm like, Brunson, you got to hit it. Yo, man, simple hoops. You got to throw a bounce pass. Don't bounce pass. That's it. He's trying to throw it up. You're only 6'2". What's Jabari Smith? What is he about? What is he about? 6'8", 6'9", and Amon Thompson 6'8". Them guys are athletic dudes. You throwing it up there like you're dealing with a 5'11" dude. Like those guys are jumping up, stealing that. So he's being lazy in that aspect. So more teams are going to blitz him. So it's going to leave Towns opportunities to dominate. And he's got to take full advantage of that. And I think that's what that's what Shaq is trying to tell him. Brunson's the man, yes, but you're going to have to be huge in this spot. Huge. And I think Towns understands that. He knows that. And I think that it's time for him to kind of embrace that. But with that being said, you heard what he mentioned, right? I'm gonna pull it up what he mentioned like the other day. He said the system's a system, right? Yeah, I'm gonna bring up what he talked about after the game, the other night, which I thought was big, and I wanted to talk to you guys about that. So the system is what it is, and so Towns is trying to figure out his way in this system because, you know, Mike Brown is pretty much trying to force feed these guys with this system stuff, and so I think that's what it is with Towns. So he's still trying to figure things out here, and that's difficult. But what Shaq is saying is like, yo, everything goes through you. And it should, but it really doesn't, though. Because everything goes through Brunson. You know, and so it's like a tug of war with that. You know what I'm saying? So that's where it's tough. But Towns' mindset is like, yo, man, I don't really care. I just want to get a ring. You know what I mean? And I think that's the mindset he has. And I think they're both right. Let me say that. I think they're both right. Okay, everybody, yeah, Long Beach Island, New Jersey. Okay, yeah, Tony, yeah, that's nice. Cape May's nice too. Cape May's nice. That's a little further south. Cape May is way south. That's south. That's past Atlantic City. It's deep down there. Big Taz, yeah, yo, Big Taz. I seen that too. They were screaming at each other. They were screaming at each other because look, man, look. Here's the reality of the situation, right? I understand. I understand Brunson's the man. Yeah, and no, right? Because I've mentioned this before. Towns was the man before Brunson was, man. So it's hard to tell Towns or try to tell him stuff because Towns looking at him like, yo, what are you talking about? He's going to give Brunson pushback at times. He's going to do that because you're talking to a guy that's not a bum. He's legit just like you are. He gets busy just like you do. So, yeah, Brunson's the man on the team. I get it. You know what I'm saying? But, I mean, if we really want to be technical, I mean, they didn't make it far until Towns got here, right? So do you think Towns doesn't know that? You know what I'm saying? So sometimes when you're talking to somebody, you gotta be clear who you're talking to. Because I'm not Bridges. I'm not OG Anunoby. I'm not one of these role players. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like I'm a star too. I'm an all-star also. So it's gonna be met with the same energy. But that happens sometimes. It makes sense, and I think it's okay. I don't think it's bad at all. Hey, James Davis, what's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through Rock with LV Live, man. Hey, James Davis said Shaq was telling him to demand the ball. Yeah, but see, James Davis, yes, man. But that's where I think it's the disconnect because when Towns is doing that, they're not passing it to him. And so that's where okay, let me pull this up really quick. Let me pull this up. Let me pull up the quote that he had the other night. I'm gonna pull this up for you guys last night because this all goes into that thing that I mean this all goes right into that, and I think this is a big thing here, right? And let me pull it up to what was stated the other day. Once again, I appreciate everybody coming through rocking with me, man. It's truly appreciated, man. It is. I do this for y'all, man. It's late, man. It's midnight, man. We still talking Knicks, man, which is good because they needed this one tonight. It was big time. All right, I'm trying to find it here. I gotta go back. Trying to find it because I'm gonna get verbatim what he said. And James Davis, this is what I'm about to explain and express and give you a breakdown of him demanding the ball and stuff like that. It don't go like that. Not in this offense. Okay, so here we go. All right, here we go right here. Okay. So they talked about this is Towns the other night, right? So they talked to him about everything that was going on, right? And how things happen. But this was his quote that he stated, and I meant to talk to you guys about it, but I'm gonna bring it up now. And this is I'm following up because this is a direct correlation to what James Davis is saying. Like Towns should demand the ball, and this is how Towns feels.
When the team like the Pistons didn't have Stewart or Duran, what was there, I guess, add emphasis game planning for them to run things through you, given the size advantage and the scoring ability, or what did you see in that?
I mean, our offense is our offense. It's been, it is the whole year. So we have our system, and we're gonna, regardless of who's in the game and not in the game, we run the system that we have implemented for our team as to the best of our ability.
Karl, how different?
So you heard what he said, right? So basically what he's saying is the offense is the offense. And we got to run it based on whoever's out there, based on whatever's been implemented, right? So who implemented it? It's the coach. He's talking directly to that. So that whole thing of demanding the ball, that's not what the offense is meant for him to do. Do you guys understand that? And that's basically what he's trying to explain to Shaq. So I get what Shaq's saying. He's saying, yo, give me the – but what Towns is saying here is like the offense ain't meant for me to demand the ball. So I can go out there and demand the ball, but it's going to throw off the offense. Guys are going to be complaining and saying I'm just trying to do my own thing or whatever. So you guys understand? So this is how Towns is thinking, right? So him saying that sent off shockwaves throughout the whole Knicks universe, right? About everything and the offense and Brown and Towns and Like, you know what I mean? Like, and I've talked about this in nauseam, man, about what I think about it. But this is the direct reason why he doesn't demand the ball, because he's trying to run the offense. That's been implemented, and it's expected for everybody that comes in there to run the offense. So that's why that happens that way. That's why. And it's just so funny how when all the talk was, not just from me, but a lot of people out there in Knicks universe, we got to figure out a way to get Towns, right? Towns has got to do all this other stuff with Towns, and right. It's just funny how tonight they're featuring Towns in the post, and he's getting down and he's getting busy. You think these guys don't listen? They listen to everything we talk about, man. Everything. So it's just funny how Towns is being featured. He's getting busy. Brunson ain't really shooting that much. Because they hear the things. They hear the people talk. They hear people chirping, man. They hear it. But people identify how important this guy is to what it is that we do and what we need to do and what the goal is. So when they start featuring the guy, look what happens. This ain't rocket science. This guy's an all-NBA guy. You got to feature him. Look what he does. No one's saying give him the ball every time, but you got to let him establish that. Let him establish that. You have to. Easy. This is easy. Great game for them boys, man. Great game for the boys. All right, guys. So listen, I'm going to put the link in the chat. Okay. So listen, guys, hop on. I want to hear from you guys, hear what you have to say regarding the game tonight. But please, guys, listen, if you can do so, let's keep it G-rated, please. If you keep it G-rated, please. No cursing. Let's keep it G-rated here, man. All right. And also, too, please turn your cameras off. All right. Because, YouTube acts crazy, man. So I might get flagged for somebody might have something in their background they didn't mean to, blah, blah, blah. That's how they do here, man. So I don't want that to happen. So I'm going to put the link in the chat. Okay. So everybody, please hop on, man, and tell me exactly how you guys feel about tonight's game. How you feel about this team, man? You guys let me know. There's the link. Okay. But great game all together, man. Jose Alvarado, man. He's big tonight, man. Huge tonight for this team. Huge tonight for this team. And then the captain was big in the clutch moment, man. That's what it is, man. That's what it is, period. Big time win for them boys. Huge win for them boys. Huge. Okay, let me get in here. Let me see. All right, got a couple of people in here. All right, let me close this out really quick. Remove this. Oh, wait, let me see here. Okay, cool. All right, so I got everybody in here. Okay. First guy up. Yuri, what's going on, man? It's your world.
Hey, Katie, don't you regret not coming to the Knicks? Oh, that was satisfying. That was a satisfying win. I'm going to go over positives and cons. Cons, Mike Brown, brother, I need you to manage that game better, bro. That lineup was atrocious. I'm glad you recognized it in the fourth quarter. I'm glad you put out a different lineup. And I'm glad he took accountability, on a postgame for, trying to fit Cat in. He said in the system that we were trying to get Cat involved. We wanted to simplify the offense for him a lot. Try to get everyone else involved too. And it looks like this team is still adjusting to Brown's system. And LV, I'm going to give Mike Brown some grace in a process. When you're adjusting, from a Tom Thibodeau-led team to a new system, it's very hard for the team to adjust, and they're probably still learning the ins and outs. You see Hart making the turnovers. You saw, you know what I mean? You see everyone else. You know what I mean?
Hey, listen, Yuri, man. You're better than me because I don't give him any grace, and the reason why I don't, Yuri, and I said this before, and I'm gonna say it again. Man, he's got to adapt to what he has, Yuri. You got to pay attention to the weapons that
right.
You may not have the guys to run the offense that you want. So here's the thing: you have to adjust to that as a coach. The really great coaches know how to do that, Yuri. If he can't do that, and he's trying to force feed something that you don't have the horses to do it, that's more of a him problem than the team problem.
Right, but I'm glad he took accountability for it.
You know what I mean? Because Yuri, he better, because Yuri, this is it. We playoffs are right around the corner.
26 games left now, right?
And you can't be trying to force feed something. If it's not working, it's not working, man. But the really, really great coaches understand I got to adjust to it. And I got to change things for these guys, because maybe these guys just aren't the guys for this offense.
You know what's messed up, too? He was doing great. He made great adjustments going into the first quarter. Then the second quarter, it was rocky, but they still had the lead, up until the last minute mark. Then the third quarter got out of hand. And it's at times where I'm like, he's like Tom Thibodeau, but light. He'll do the lineups. He ain't afraid to experiment. I give him credit for that. There's a time to experiment, and there's a time to win. And that's the problem I have with him currently. But I'm not going to say fire the coach, because
no.
I'm not that deep. But credit to Karl-Anthony Towns, though, for telling Mike Brown, don't draw up a play for me. Yes, Cat actually said this, and it was reported. Okay. Don't draw up a play for me. We got to get stops. It starts on defense. And Brown looked at Cat and was like, go do what you got to do.
So wait. Okay, go back, Yuri. Let's go back.
Uh-huh.
So, Yuri, this happened. They said this after the game, Yuri?
This happened in the fourth quarter.
So who said that? Towns?
This was Towns himself.
He said this after the game. Okay, so go back. Say that again, Yuri. Let's repeat it for everybody in the chat to hear as well. Go back. Say it again, Yuri.
Towns said, don't write up a play for me. It starts on the defensive end of the floor, and it starts with me. Brown said, go do what you got to do.
Wow, that's fabulous, man. That's fabulous by Towns.
By Brown.
Wow, that's really, really good, man. That's great leadership by Towns. That's great leadership.
And and I got the source. I'm going to say the name right here. And the person that reported this supposedly was Christian Winfield.
Okay.
Christian Winfield.
He's solid.
Actually, wrong one. Chris Perryson reported it.
Okay.
I have it right here on my phone. Mike Brown said he was drawing up a play at the start of fourth quarter. Karl-Anthony Towns told teammates, hey, at the end of the day, it starts defensively. And we got to start with getting a stop. Brown said Towns showed great defensive intensity on Sengun, which led the way.
Wow. Well said, Yuri, man. 2 thumbs up to you, man, for that. Bringing it down to the LV Live show, man. I appreciate that. That's a great breakdown, man. That's a great breakdown. And listen, man, that's leadership, right? Isn't that leadership, Yuri?
Yeah, it's leadership. It's something that we've been preaching somebody take the leadership here. Let it be Brunson, let it be Hart, let it be Mikal, whatever, you know what I mean? I didn't expect that from Towns of all people, though. And Mike Brown said it himself. We kept searching for combinations until we found, this is Mike Brown speaking to the media. We kept searching for combinations until we found one that worked. Rick Brunson was on the floor who suggested drawing Jose Alvarado. So Rick Brunson basically said, put Jose Alvarado in the game. See what happens. And he gave credit to Rick Brunson. So now I'm going to get to my pros of the game. Hell of a game by the guys after responding to a Detroit loss. Hell of a game. Probably the best win of the season. Statement game for sure. And I'm going to tell you why this was a statement game. You had a really bad loss to Detroit. Very bad loss. The team looked gassed in that game. You're down 18 going into the fourth. You go on a 32-10 run in the second half. And you forced KD. You forced Sengun. You forced all the Houston Rockets players to take really bad shots. And you out-rebound them. I think they lost the rebounding battle over. I got to look up the stats after I hop off.
Mm-hmm.
But what a gritty fight. This was an identity-setting game for me. I'm going to tell you why. This was an identity-setting game for me because you got embarrassed at home very badly. And now you got the whole media people talking. You got Stephen A. Smith saying it. You got Knicks fans questioning the identity of this team. You got DeMarcus Cousins saying they're not tough. Well, how about that for toughness, huh?
Yeah. Hey, listen, well said, Yuri. Well said. I totally agree with you, man. I totally agree. And we lost the rebounding battle 44-29. Mitch only had 4 rebounds tonight, man.
He got punked.
This is game 2 now, man. I mean, that's what he's there for, man. But yeah, he only had 4 rebounds. We
Right.
lost the rebound 22.
This was a physical game, LV. This
yeah,
was
29 to 44.
LV. I think this was more physical than a Detroit game.
Yeah, well. We fought a lot more tonight than we did against Detroit. I felt like we kind of felt, but I also think that Alvarado, man. I mean, he came in. I mean, he's just yeah, man. It's like he just shot a whole bunch of steroids into this team.
Oh, it's contagious. You saw
Yeah, it
McCall
is.
getting
Yeah, it is.
stops. You saw OG dogging Kevin Durant. You saw Cat even defending Sengun, like I said. You know, like I know Mikal didn't have that good of a night, and I was arguing with people about it, but Mikal gave you 6 rebounds, 11 points, and he gave you 6 assists.
Agreed. Listen, I thought he was solid, man. I didn't think he was great, but I thought he was solid. Listen, he came up with good stops, good steals, not steals, excuse me, like deflections and stuff. But he had 2 big buckets. He had that putback, right? That dunk, right? And then he had the 15-foot of the mid range right there on the elbow, which was a big shot, right there in the fourth quarter. So
I know Mikal's name gets dragged through the mud a lot for good reasons, but you can't take out the availability that this guy provides you every night. You don't know. Like one day, we Knicks fans can wake up and say Mikal has a really bad injury that probably sidelines him, God forbid, and we'll be like, "Damn, I wish we had Mikal."
Right. Hey, I thought he was solid, man. I thought he was
solid too.
Yeah.
Towns, though, Towns dunked on Smith. That was ferocious.
Towns was a monster tonight, Yuri. I mean, but
and he was arguing with Shaq.
Yeah. Well, he was going back and forth with him. You know, he's kind of because I think what Towns is trying to do is he's not trying to make it seem like he's a selfish player. Like he doesn't want it to be like, okay, I know I have to score 28 and 12 or 30 a night. Like I'm not trying to do that. I just want to win games. But I think also too, he wants to be utilized the right way, correct? And so I think, with any big man, you got to establish them first and let them be in the rhythm of the game. And I felt like in the beginning, by establishing him in the middle, him getting easy buckets in the post, opened up the 3-point shot for him. And so it just opened up his game. And then it built confidence, and then he just started playing better. I thought he played really good defense on Sengun, right? So I think that's really what it comes down to. And even if you saw also too, Yuri, did you see him kind of arguing with Brunson a little bit towards the end?
Yeah, what was that about? Can you tell me? I don't know what that was about.
It seemed like about a play or something like that. But him and Brunson are arguing. I mean, I love it because what that shows is Towns is like arguing with him because he's not to say he's afraid of Brunson, but he's going to stand up because listen, he's an all-star too. It's not just Brunson. You know what I mean? Like, so what I'm saying is you got 2 alpha guys out there that want to win.
Yeah, it looks like Brunson was saying, "Don't pick me up. Get back on the floor on defense."
Or I don't know what they were saying, but what I'm saying is, it's good to see that because you're seeing fire from these guys because they want to win, and that's important, man. That's important because it feeds off on everybody else. And I just thought this was an awesome win tonight.
Okay, I actually got people were actually able to figure out what he said. Post up, post the F up. Post up, post the F up. Post the F up. Brunson, that's what Brunson told Cat. Post up, post the F, post the fuck up.
That's what people were saying, he said?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Bro, that you love to see it though.
You gotta see it, man. You gotta see it. I mean, they both were going after it, man. You gotta love it, man. But listen, this was a fabulous win tonight, man. Fabulous
this
win.
This Knicks team's gonna make me freaking 6 feet under.
Yeah, that's what this team does to you, man. You got anything else for me, Yuri?
Yeah, no. Just great overall team win. Great adjustments by Mike Brown in the fourth quarter. I know his name's been getting through the mud recently. Good reasons.
Right.
But I do believe Mike Brown can lead us to a title. I do believe he will have it figured out by the playoffs. And I do believe that when the time comes, he's going to show his true cards.
Right. He's going to have to, Yuri. I mean,
he's going to have to.
He's going to have to. It is.
Always appreciate you, brother.
Of course. Listen, I'll be going live again for the Chicago Bulls game, so come through, Yuri. All right?
Yeah, I definitely will.
All right. Appreciate you. Great breakdown by Yuri, man. Towns told Mike Brown, don't draw up a play for me, man. Let's get stops on defense. Based on Yuri, man. That's what Yuri stated, man. He said. Towns showing true leadership there, man. It's great to hear. Great to hear. All right, let's add who I got next up in here. Who's next up? Eric Green. What's going on, man? It's your world, man. What's going on?
LV, how you doing, brother?
I'm good, man.
That's good. Hey, man, really great, gritty win, man. I was just watching. I'm like, we got to come back. We got to come back. We can't go down like this, man. I was so happy that they kept fighting. Because the whole game, they were fighting. They were fighting. They just couldn't make some shots. And when they started making some shots and making some plays and getting some stops, all of a sudden it was right there, man. But I was really impressed. You know, Cat got after it. Brunson came through late. But Alvarado, man, he just changes everything. When he gets in there, man, he just stirs that pot, man. And he's that engine, man. I'm telling you, man, I just love what he was doing out there, man.
It's Eric Green. It's infectious, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
It's infectious.
When you see a guy doing that, man, you say, you know what? He's digging in. He's diving. He's all in guys' jocks practically. It makes you want to play D too. And you know what? Brunson was playing some D. Brunson's really been trying lately, you know, trying to D up, you know. And that's what you just want. You want effort. He's never going to be a great defender. And Cat was trying to get after it, playing some D, man. So I saw a difference. I think, man, like you said, these guys hear the noise, man. I mean, you used to listen to Stephen A. Smith on Friday, man. It was like a funeral. I'm like, dude, come on, man. So I know these guys hear the noise, man, and they had to come out and play some ball today.
Right. Listen, man, I thought it was great, man. Going on a 32-10 run, man. That's all. They had to dig deep, man. They wanted it really bad. And like I said, I thought Alvarado spearheaded this whole thing. And listen, man, you know, wins like this are awesome because sometimes you could you just got to go back and look at sometimes what started a winning streak. And you say, remember that game against Houston? Remember we were down 18? We thought, and that spearheaded something in this team. And it's wins like this that kind of get you guys rolling. You know what I'm saying? And you start digging deep, guys start identifying things. Big shouts to Yuri, man. I did not know that Towns told pretty much Mike Brown, listen, man, we got to get after it on the defensive end. Don't draw up a play for me because I'm going to get mines. But we got to get after it here. That's true leadership, man. And that trickles down to everybody else. And it was that unit, man, that spearheaded this team, man. And of course, Brunson came in, he closed the show. But that does not happen without Alvarado and that crew and Shamet and Towns and Bridges and OG and what they did. It was one of those wins that can kind of turn around a season to where we could possibly, you know what I mean, get back to where we could get the number 2 and number 3 seed in the East. Yeah,
I don't want to be any lower than a 3. I don't want to be any lower than a 3 seed, man. You know, I want to avoid. I mean, it's going to be tough first and second round, but I feel let's get Detroit in the conference finals after they went through 2 wars. They haven't won a playoff series yet. You know, it's a different world, the playoffs, and they're going to see that.
Mm-hmm. Listen, I totally agree, man. I'm not. It's funny because, you know, I think it's awesome what they're doing. We're actually tied with the Cavs now for the 3 seed. I think it's awesome what Detroit is doing. I think it's great for basketball, but the playoffs is different, man. The playoffs is such a different animal. And I once again, I would not be surprised if they lose to a team like the Hornets, you know, like the Heat, like the Magic. You know what I mean? I wouldn't be surprised, man, because that's how the playoffs are. You know what I mean? And so
or at least drag them into 6 or 7 games.
Yeah, it's just different, man. It's just different. And you know, when you're not used to the bright lights of stuff like that, you know, your palms get sweaty. Guys start missing. You know, they're not playing as hard as they used to play, right? Because the pressure is so big. People have told you that you're so good of a team, you're this, you're that. It's difficult when you're playing against a team that has nothing to lose. Nothing to lose.
Yeah, that first round can be dangerous.
Very dangerous for a team like them. That's not experience. You know what I'm saying? And so that's why, you know, we'll see what happens, man, with them.
All right, man. Hey, great show as always, man. I appreciate you, brother.
I appreciate it. I'll be going live again on with the Bulls, man. Come through, all right?
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
Right, man. Take care. Yo, be careful with that snow, man. It's gonna be crazy tomorrow, man.
Yeah, I got the gas for my softball. I'm ready.
I hear that, brother. All right, take care, man.
All right, peace out.
All right, peace, man. Okay, that's my guy Eric Green, man. Always coming through, man. He's a great guest always, man. So I appreciate him coming through, rocking with LV Live tonight. Great points from him and Yuri. Michael Dollar, what's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through, rocking with LV Live. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. Michael Dollar 3036. Appreciate you coming through, rocking with LV Live. Here he is, a pillar of the LV Live show. MBIC is back in the house. What's going on, sir? It is your world.
Peace. What's going on, LV?
What's going on, man?
Yo, check it. So I'm watching the game and I'm like, well, first, let me just say, like, I like this new feature where you get to interact. That's great. Great addition. So my takes on this game, it was really great. It was a great win. Somebody posed a question. I forgot it was Barkley. Barkley asked, did the Knicks win this game or did Houston choke? Right? I think that was a valid question to ask. Just from watching the game. And until now, I didn't realize how much these two teams mirror each other.
Mm-hmm.
Except, one team has a bona fide superstar, although he's aging, and we see how he's aging. But Houston they've had this. If you look at their history, they had the success. They have they've had more success in a shorter term than the Knicks. Because they were just a 20-win game, 20-win team, what, 2 seasons ago? So it's like when you see how they had their turnaround and then they got they got the superstar and everything. And I'm looking at the team, I'm looking at how they play and everything, and I'm like, wow, like, they were playing really well, but this is what I was saying the last time I spoke to you about the Knicks and how competitive they are. Knicks are just they have character. They're a good, gritty, competitive team. But you look at when you're playing a team that's better than you. See, when the Knicks play a team that's better than them, their imperfections come out. You know what I'm saying? The same thing with Houston. Even though Houston has a bona fide star, you see their imperfections. And that's what happened. You see the Knicks. Now the Knicks can take advantage of teams like that because they don't have the experience that the Knicks have. And in the playoffs, we're going to see that. But see, here's the thing. Here's the thing about the Detroit. Everybody keeps talking about Detroit don't have experience. Detroit has experience. They've been to the playoffs. They may not have won the playoffs, but they gave us all we could handle in the playoffs. I don't know why people act like Detroit ain't about their money because they're about their business, and they have our number, and they want that heat with us. And they would love nothing more than to eliminate us.
But see, MBIC, I gotta cut you off. Hold that thought, because I think you're making valid points. But here's the problem with that, MBIC. You can't focus on us so much and want heat with us and not want heat with the playoffs. The playoffs are a different beast. And as good as they've been playing, and I love how they've been playing, I think they're really good. The playoffs is different, and you got to be laser focused on your goals as opposed to a goal of saying, I want to beat the Knicks. That's all I've ever said with them, because everything with them is Knicks, Knicks, Knicks. I'm like, listen, man, you don't have to worry about us. You got to worry about everybody else. And if you aren't doing that, that's where it can get dangerous for a team like them that's inexperienced, because they're a very young team. So that's what I mean by when I mention that about the Pistons. But I do think they're a problem, MBIC. I don't think there's someone to just overlook at all. I think there's someone you got to pay attention to. But the playoffs are different, MBIC. It is. And so when the lights get bright, we got to see how this team does. They haven't shown it yet, MBIC. So until they show it, then we'll get them their props. That's all that's been stated about them.
Yeah, but I mean, is it them that's saying that, or is it us that's saying that? Because
no. It's not just us. It's everybody. Not just Knicks fans. Of course, not the Pistons fans aren't saying it, but everyone else has been saying it. I've even heard Paul Pierce say it also. Like so other people are saying that about this team, and it's not that they can't do it, MBIC. We just haven't seen it yet with them.
No, of course.
That's all. That's all it is.
Of course, I got that. I'm just saying. I just want us to look at the big picture and look at it, focus on our imperfections and go forward. I don't want us thinking about Detroit like that. We need to just play whoever we're going to play because we're going to be a fourth or fifth seed. And that's dangerous because, like I said, if we're a fourth or fifth seed, depending on where Cleveland is, we might meet them in the first round. And if we meet them in the first round, it might be curtains early. So all of this stuff that we talking about, we need to just take one game at a time. I want to talk about Brunson because I always give Brunson heat, right? So even though Brunson had a bad game, uh, first couple of quarters, I looked at the game. He was he initiated a lot of the defense because he got those charges. So three charges that he got were those were key because that turned the game around. See, and this is what I'm saying about Brunson. Brunson is a horrible defender. We all know that. But the point is that if he can, when he's having a bad game, he's not scoring. He needs to be able to get his teammates involved and do other things that's going to ignite the team. He doesn't do that on a everyday basis. That's what I'm saying. That's why I keep saying about that's his downfall. Like he's not a superstar because he doesn't do that. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't rise to the occasion if he's not scoring. Everybody knows him to be a scorer, but he needs to learn how to do this without the ball. You know? And what there was another point I was gonna make. As far as oh, and about this whole situation, well, this coach, I don't like him. I don't like this dude at all. I don't think he's a good pick. But the thing is, I'm looking at this is like a bootleg version of Shaq and Kobe. When Shaq had Shaq, they had Shaq and Kobe having beef about who wanted the ball or whatever. But the point is, you have to look at the matches. If Cat has the overall advantage, I don't care if Brunson is the better scorer or whatever. You got to go with the matches. And 9 times out of 10, Cat has the mismatches. So you got to go with Cat. But if you got a coach that can't identify that, you know what I'm saying? And again, this is a guy that couldn't win with LeBron in his prime. You know what I'm saying? This is what I'm saying about this dude.
Whoa. You're missing a point there, NBIC. LeBron in his prime and Kobe right after Phil Jackson. He had them both.
Yeah, and couldn't win. So this is the point. That's my point. So we have to look at everything because, like I said, this is a gritty team, but we're not, world beaters. Can we? I mean, a lot of stuff has to tip in our favor for us to even get to the finals. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna have to do a lot of praying and eating our vitamins and vegetables and all of that crap just to, get there. But you know what I'm saying? I love this team. I love the grittiness. I love the additions. But here's a key point. I'm gonna ask you and I want to ask everybody in the chat. Brunson is due for an extension. You think he's a max player?
Oh, well, well, how old is he now? 30, right?
Yeah, he's like, I think 31.
All right, so he's gonna be due for his contract. That's 27-28 season, right? So that's a season after next. So he's gonna be 32 years old.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna have to give it to him, man.
You think so?
They're gonna have to give it to him.
All right, okay. So here's the thing.
But I know what you're gonna say because it's valid. It's valid because you got to think about his age and everything like that and productivity. You're not wrong, but I think because of and this goes back to the nepotism with Leon, right? I know where you're going. So because of everything that happened with him, the deal that he took, and it's a handshake agreement, right? That okay, when your time comes, we're going to take care of you. And I think because of that, they're going to take care of him. They are.
All right, and that's a valid point. I get it from the loyalty perspective or everything like that. But now here's the question that I have.
But this proves your point with Leon.
Yeah. So are you more loyal to Brunson or to the winning a championship for the Knicks? Because you got to pay attention to, if we give this man an extension, right? He's down in his numbers as far as legal when it comes to league wise, because he, like I told you in the last call, Brunson is in the bottom 10 in scoring. He's in the top 10, but he's the bottom. He's actually 10 in scoring in the league. And he's not in the top 10 or anything else. So me personally, I was saying this a long time ago. I would have traded Brunson a long time ago. His trade value is high, but it could be, I don't know how it's going to be, because this season is not really a good season. And I'm talking about, the whole thing is us winning the championship. And I get it. People love Brunson and they love, the whole, superstar, if you want to call him that or whatever. But the point is, we won a championship. I won a championship before I have loyalty to a player. He ain't Patrick Ewing. He ain't Allen Iverson. He ain't nothing like that. He's a good player. He's an elite player that we haven't had in a while. But I would rather win a championship. And if I can get something for him, like I said, if we were to get Giannis, right? Which is a possibility. But you can't get Giannis and not have a secondary player to have, if he goes down, because he's gonna go down. You're gonna have a secondary play. You need a secondary player to hold it down until he comes back. Now, this team is good enough with role players that we just need a Scottie Pippen, if you want to call it that. You know what I'm saying? If we got a Giannis, because he's a bona fide star, but you need a Scottie Pippen. If you trade Brunson and you trade Bridges and you trade, let's see, Brunson and Bridges, you can't trade OG. I want to keep OG. But I don't know about Cat. If you trade Brunson, you can't trade Cat. I don't like Cat like that, but if you trade Brunson and Bridges and you can get a bona fide secondary player, I think we can win a chip with the team that we have right now. What do you think?
NBIC, a pillar here in the LV Live Show. Brunson's not going anywhere, man. But listen.
I get it. Hypothetically.
Excuse my language. Just keep it G-rated. Hell has to freeze over before Brunson. Brunson's not going anywhere, man.
I get it.
This is. We've talked about this on the show. This is too deep embedded, man. This goes back. That's his godson, man. They went over there to Dallas and got in trouble.
I get it.
To go and get this kid. So that's not happening. So the reality is that if you want to hear the truth is this: they would rather lose with Brunson than win a championship. How about that? Okay,
and that's,
you know what I mean. And so I'm being honest. That's how loyal they are to him. But they believe that he can lead us to a championship. Once again, but this goes back to your point of Leon, correct?
Yes. That's the point.
So there you go, right? So that's kind of what it is, man. But Brunson's not going anywhere.
I know that, but I'm talking about winning a chip. I get it. I understand that. I'm talking about.
They would fall flat face on that hill, man. You know what I mean? For this kid. And it's just because of what he's done for the city, man. What he's done to this franchise. We were in the dungeons. Do you not understand? The dungeons of this league until this kid came. So there's no way that they would try to win a championship without this kid. They're gonna die on that hill, man, to win this championship with this kid. That's just what it is. And then NBIC, you can come back here and you could say, this is all Leon. All right. Anything else you got for me, NBIC?
Last thing, and I'm gonna let you go because I talked a little longer than I wanted to. But yeah, like I said, this is the window, bro. If we don't win, other teams are getting better. If we don't win this year, and we don't trade Brunson, and if we don't do, Leon's gone. So that's what I'm saying. Like, this is all the marbles right now because Leon's gonna go. If we don't make it to the finals, whether it's the Eastern Conference or the NBA Finals, Leon's gone. That's it.
All right, my guy. Listen, I appreciate you. Listen, I'll be going live again for the Bulls game. Come through, man.
Peace.
All right,
No
my
problem.
guy. Later, man.
Later.
All right, that was NBIC, people, man. Once again, I appreciate everybody coming through, rocking with me. Gas Face 9778, man. What's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through, rocking with LV Live, man. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, Gas Face, please subscribe to the channel. But I appreciate you coming through, rocking with me and my crew, man. This is what we do after every Knicks game. NBIC wants to trade Brunson, man. He wants Brunson out of here. All right, got somebody here also waiting here. One of my guys, HBO Harlem all day. Tim, what's shaking, man? What's going on?
LB, what's up, King?
What's going on?
HBO all day, you heard me?
It's your world. Talk about it, man.
Man, let me just, do a quick plug, yo. If you haven't subscribed to this dope channel, of course, you nothing, hit them thumbs up, hit the notification bell, let you know when my boy LB's coming on and talk about the team we love, because he's very passionate, as you can see, right? When we win a game, look how passionate he is. When we lose, look, he angry just like me. You know what I'm saying? So I get it. You feel me? So I think it's just a New York thing. Feel me? So I just had to plug that in real quick. You know what I mean? Let me just touch on Brunson real quick. It shouldn't have to take Alvarado energy to get the team going. And when you're our captain, that energy is supposed to start from the beginning. You are a captain. You're supposed to have that passion and that energy. You're supposed to be bringing that energy to the team. You shouldn't have to take a person coming off the bench that actually got traded to the team to come and bring that spark. You know what I'm saying? We relying on you to get us to the top. You know what I'm saying? We want that trophy. We want the ring. You know what I mean? So what do you really want? What are you willing to sacrifice? You got to sacrifice something. Right? You got to play with a little bit more passion, a little bit more heart out there. You got to put it all up on the line. You feel me? Like, at the end of the day, we can't rely on Mike Brown, right? We got to rely on our captain. He ain't Tibbs. You saw what Tibbs did last year, right? Tibbs down there killed the starters and, played like 7 people most of the season, maybe 8. Look what happened, right? Now you get a coach that's, giving our young guys a chance to, get some playing time and, contribute to the team and to the game. And it's like, well, clearly he's lost. It's like he's losing the team with his philosophy or whatever his game plan is. Clearly, I don't think they're buying into it. I think this team is just feeding off each other. You know what I'm saying? That's what it's giving. I'm thinking like they just going off of what they learned from Tibbs last year and be like, you know what? Let's tweak it. Let's go back to this because clearly this was working last year. Look at tonight's game. Prove it. Prove his point. Most of the game that we won last year when we came back was clutch. Just like how Brunson was tonight, right? That was a no Mike Brown game plan. That was giving Tibbs. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, it's like, is he the voice moving forward? Because we know Leon, Dolan don't care about wasting no money. That ain't nothing to him. You know what I'm saying? He want to win the ring. Has he been thrown under the bus? People wanted him to sell the team and all that. He won the ring. So clearly, if you trusted Leon, right, being the president of operations, to build a championship team, right, and then you bring a coach, we fired a coach that took us to the Eastern Conference Finals, and then you sit here and hire a coach that has some success as an assistant coach. He never won as a head coach. He went to the finals with Cleveland and LeBron and them. That don't count. But at the end of the day, it's like you won your titles as an assistant. You really didn't prove nothing as a head coach. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, what do you want to do? This second half is going to prove is you the real deal or you're about to be out of here. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, it's like, who can we, if we was to get rid of Mike Brown, right? Who would be the next man up? You know what I'm saying? Who would we want to be a coach, right? We need somebody that's going to be tough on them right? That could bring the best out of them, right? At the end of the day, that's what we're looking for. I ain't gonna mention no names, right? But somebody that could bring out the best in Cat and Brunson both, and keep both of them, make sure that they both held accountable. Because that's what it's about. They both need to be held accountable. It's not just about Brunson, it's both of them. All that spoiling and daddy, I think maybe it's because his pops is on the team. Maybe if his dad wasn't on the team, maybe things would be a little different with Brunson. But it's given like spoiled daddy as the president operation. Like, so it's a lot of leeway being brought to Brunson. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, I don't think that's fair. But at the end of the day, you got all this attention. What are you going to do for the team, the city? That Monday night was New York City. You know what I'm saying? It was, you represent the city. Blue collar, it was gritty. You know what I'm saying? We fought back down 18. Cat played the big game, and I love how they let him use Cat in the beginning, let him get off. Right? That's what Brunson might have to do. We know he's Captain Clutch, so you might have to feed Cat and let him get off early so he can get his confidence. So then you come in and do what you do, and then he won't feel left out. You know what I'm saying? So I just wanted to share that with you, man. What you think, LB? What you thought about the game?
Yo, listen, man. Listen, Tim, you cooking, man. I mean, listen, this is easy hoops, man. This ain't hard, man. This ain't hard. That's what you do. Everybody knows you feed the big man first to make him feel happy, make him feel good about himself. That's what you do to build his confidence up. But not just him, but also the guys around him. OG, Bridges, you got to do that, because if you're Brunson and you're confident in yourself, you know you can get yours like he did at the end of this game, right? So you know what I can do. I know what I'm capable of, but I got to make sure those guys around me are happy and they're really contributing, because they're going to help us win this game. So that's what happens, you know. Now, with the whole thing with his dad on the bench, I mean, that could be a problem, Tim. I mean, yeah, absolutely. That could cause some issues in the locker room. That can cause some division. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I don't know any other player who's got their dad on the bench like that. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, that can cause some friction, and maybe that could be why there are some issues. Maybe his dad, you know, kind of, you know, has some leeway. Maybe coach feels he can't say something to Brunson because his dad is there. I don't know. Tibbs was there. Tibbs was different, because remember, Tibbs gave his dad an opportunity to work with him. So there's a respect there with Tibbs, because Tibbs has known Brunson since he was a kid, because dad was coaching. The story is this: when Brunson was in high school, the dad started coaching with Tibbs in Chicago. He was on the bench. That's when the family moved to Chicago, and that's where Brunson played his high school ball, in Chicago. But that's because the dad was coaching with Tibbs on those Derrick Rose teams. So there's a certain amount of respect that comes with Tibbs, right? So they're not going to overstep that. The dad's not going to overstep Tibbs, right? So it's a chain of command. Mike Brown comes into the situation. He's an outsider.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that to your point, that's a valid point you made. Something I'm gonna start thinking about. That could cause some friction there. And so, you know, it's a lot of different things here, man, that could really cause problems. But to your point, if they're able to kind of bring this together as a team and kind of dismiss that stuff, and maybe to your point, kind of start, you know what, we're gonna start implementing some of Tim's stuff, because this other nonsense ain't working. They start winning games. We'll see what happens, man. But I do think that a lot of this falls on Mike Brown's shoulders. It just does, because, you know, Tibbs won last year, man. So, you know, it's I don't want to say it's an impossible job, but he should have known when you took this gig, it's finals or bust. Like, you can't do less than Tibbs. You know what I'm saying? Because then the fire's really going to be on his neck. So he's got to kind of say, I got to get these guys to the finals. And so that's a pressure unlike no other, man. This ain't like coaching in Memphis. You know what I'm saying? Like, nothing's expected of them. But when you took this seat and you took this gig, you should have known, like, that's going to be the extra, especially in New York. So it's a lot of pressure on him, more than the players. Even though the players do feel pressure, it's not really the same as it is for him, because he's the leader. He's the leader of men, man. This is his job, and he's trying to outdo Tibbs, which is going to be very, very hard to do.
Right, which is crazy, is that it's either Eastern Conference or you fight. If you don't even get us to the Eastern Conference, you out of here. Yeah. You got to match Tibbs. You got to at least get us to the Eastern Conference. If you don't get to the final, that's going to save your job. If we get bumped in the first round, you out of here.
I think it's going to be really hard to keep him. I'm not saying they will. I'm not saying I can't say that, but I think it's gonna be crazy, man. Not even so much with Leon, but the owner. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna be looking at this dude like, yo, man, Leon, you give up tiers for this guy. You know what I'm saying? And once again, everybody in the chat, man, this is so much bigger than hoops. This has to do with money. This has to do with money, man. Like the Knicks want a return on everything they're investing in these teams. So Cat is making $60 million. Just do the numbers. You guys can look it up. OG's making 200. Kel's making 100. Brunson's making 100. So in order for them to kind of get a return and they can be in the green, they got to make it far. Because that's what the ticket prices of what they are, because these guys are making so much bread. That money goes back in their pocket. So the owner wants to make sure I'm getting a return on this. So I'm investing in these guys to make them far so I can sell the tickets for $1,000 a seat for nosebleeds for the finals. That's how he's thinking. It ain't just you know, everyone thinks it's just fun and games. You just rolling the ball out there. No.
He want to make his money that he threw out. He want his money back.
Right. So if I'm paying Cat $60 million, right? Cool. I want to see a return on that. You know what I mean? If I'm giving Brunson this and OG this and all this, I want to see a return on that. So they, in his mind, how he's thinking, they better make it to the finals. Not I hope. No. They better make it to the finals. So that's where the pressure comes. So it's a lot different. You know what I mean? When you start talking business in dollars and cents. And so that's where the pressure is with Mike Brown. I mean, that's just what it is. And so to your point, they get knocked out in the first round. He might be like, Leon, he's gone. And whoever you get in here next better get us here because I better see that return on that. You know what I mean? So
no, that's a fact. And before I let you go, the one last thing is we want a parade, man. You know what I'm saying? We want to be, we diehard Knicks fans. Everybody in the chat, everybody want to find their way to New York City. If they're not from the city, we got Knicks fans all over, right? So everybody want to be at that parade. It's championship or nothing, right? So the parade gonna be lit. So at the end of the day, we deserve that. We deserve that. As diehard Knicks, we got the best fans in the world. There's no way that we got people coming from different cities coming in our chat talking crazy. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Talking crazy. We gonna hold it down, but at the end of the day, we don't want that. We want to prove it at the end of the day. We want to be like, you know what? But we got the ring though. We don't want to just be okay with, we beat them in the first round or beat them in the second round. You know what I'm saying? Nah, like Detroit, we owe them. Yeah. We owe them. You know what I mean? The big payback is coming. You know what I mean? We ain't gonna sweat it. The big payback is coming. You know what I mean? The players gonna tell it all. I ain't really sweating right now. Hopefully Mike Brown can do something about it and help us get to that next level. If not, I guess he's gonna be on his way out of here, man. So
that's right. That's right.
But I appreciate you, King. Once again, thank you for letting me come up here, chop it up with you. You know what I mean? I know it's a little late. I just wanted to jump up here and just chop it up with you.
Tim, I appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. Listen, I'll be going live again on the Chicago Bulls game, so please come through and check that out, man.
Man, I appreciate you, man.
All right, man. Stay warm with the snow, man.
Hey, yo, you too, man. All right, peace.
All right, later, man.
Later.
All right, that's my man Tim, one of my day ones, man, coming through and rocking with LV live tonight, man. Big time win from boys, 108 to 106, man. The Captain, 26.6 assists, 4 for 4 in the last 6 minutes of the game. The Knicks going on a 32-10 run to end the game. Big time win for them boys. Get back in the winning column, and most importantly, they tie the Cleveland Cavaliers for the 3rd seed in the East. Much needed, man. Much needed to keep pace, man, and try to keep these standards together. David Smith, what's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through Rock with LV live tonight. Great win, man. Great win for them boys. Awesome win. Awesome win. Awesome win. All right, really quick, before I get up out of here, let's hear some of these interviews, man, really quick. Let's listen to the captain. He kind of hopped on. Let's listen to him and hear what he has to say regarding tonight's win. Not a great game for him, but big when it mattered, man. Big when it mattered. So let's listen to Brunson. Let me bring this back to the beginning. Okay. Make sure the volume is up for you guys. Make sure I got this queued up. All right, cool. We're good. All right, man. Let's listen to the captain, what he has to say regarding tonight's win. I think he's speaking about Jose Alvarado here, to be honest. Let's listen to the captain.
fun? Was this more annoying than against them?
More fun to play again with him. Against him, I didn't really know he was on another team. So you guys can tell him I said that too. I really enjoy playing with him. He brings so much energy and so much life to our team, and he does things that aren't really in the stat sheet as well as on the stat sheet.
Let's talk about Alvarado, man, and pretty much how, he's joking around saying he didn't know he was on the other team and he's cracking jokes about him. But he says, listen, man, he has the tangibles to kind of that he has and he brings to this team that just can't be coached. And I talked about that earlier with Alvarado, man. He's been awesome for this team. Awesome. Okay, and let's hear from the let's hear from Alvarado, man, talking about tonight's game. I thought he was awesome tonight, man. Awesome tonight. And great bounce back game for him too. Remember, because the last time he was in the Garden, he didn't play that great. He played okay against Detroit, but I mean his first game, he didn't play well at all, right? So it was great to see him have a really, really big spark tonight, man, which I thought was huge. All right, let's listen to Jose, man. Listen to what he has to say regarding tonight's win.
I know you haven't been here that long in terms of this team, but obviously that Detroit loss was a pretty emotional loss. Just how have you seen this team respond back to the adversity that they faced?
Really good. I mean, we came on my first game here. We played Boston in Boston, right? And then we come here and lose to Indiana. No matter what their record, we still want to beat them.
Yeah.
I know the historic, play style, whatever, with them, and we lose to them, and then we, responded in Philly. I think that's just the winning culture we got here, and I mean, it shows that we're not gonna back down, and we got to just keep on improving and keep winning.
Great breakdown from him. Like he said, man, got to keep improving, keep winning, man. That's it. I'm glad he mentioned the Indiana thing. He understands the history here, which I think is great. He's able to identify that, which I think is awesome, man. Listen, man, he's just a great piece, man. He's just a great piece. And I think that also, too, Sohan's going to be the same way, guys. We just got to unlock this guy. You know what I'm saying? I think he can really, 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 really provide a really big push for us, man. Just what he provides, man, Sohan. So I think he's the next piece. I think we get him unlocked. I think we'll be good to go. All right, guys, I'm going to end it off here. Let's listen to the big cat, man. Listen to him. Towns, great night tonight, man. Great night. Took full advantage of the mismatch tonight. Had a Tyrese on him, and he got busy in that post, man. So let's listen to the big cat about tonight.
Did you say something to the team to get them locked in on the defensive end later?
I just challenged our team to start the fourth. I challenged us. I said, this we can win this game, and I've seen us do it. And it starts with the first possession of the fourth quarter playing defense. We got to get a stop. It's the most important possession of the game. It's the first play of the fourth quarter, and I wanted to do my part as well in trying to get that stop. And I'm glad that I was able to find a way to help us get that stop. And from there on, just wanted to. I wanted to set the tone for our team and set the intensity level that we needed to play for 12 minutes if we expected to come out with a win.
Did you?
Well said by Towns, man. He said he's the one that pretty much said, he kind of pushed guys, right? That's great leadership, man. Great leadership. He wanted to set the tone for those guys defensively. And I thought he was great against Sengun. Towns is big, man. He was big tonight. Big. Brunson didn't have it. He came on, great at the end, but Towns was huge the whole game. And so that was great, man. He said he challenged his team. And I think that's awesome. And that's what you do, man. When you're kind of leader of this team, you kind of, have guys step it up. So Towns was awesome tonight. Awesome. All right, guys, listen, that's my show. Let me get up out of here. I appreciate everybody coming through rocking with me, man. Rocking with LV till about 1 o'clock, man, which is awesome, man. Appreciate you guys who stayed later. Some of you guys who were here early, I appreciate you guys. And if you're watching us on replay, gang, please hit that like, share, subscribe button. Hit that like button. Hit that like button, people. All right, also, too, first time coming through rocking with me, please subscribe to the channel. Also, too, when you subscribe, right, hit that bell icon to get all notifications on all my shows, right? Also, too, if you leave comments, I do respond to comments, right? So please leave them. All right, but listen, I'll be back for the Chicago Bulls game, which I believe is, let me make sure I got this date correct, man. It's crazy, man. It's slate, man. It's slate. He's thinking about the snow and everything like that. Okay, so the Knicks actually on the back-to-back. I didn't realize they're in Chicago tomorrow. They're in Chicago tomorrow on the 22nd. Yo, the Knicks play tomorrow? Oh, see, LV, man, I'm not on it. I thought it was Monday. Look, they're going to be in Chicago. So they got to fly out ASAP because they got to beat this snow. So, all right, cool. So, listen, I'll be going live tomorrow, man, to discuss the Bulls game, right? It's going to be a good game for the Knicks, man. So, we got to kind of get ready for that. I think the Bulls stink, man. So, I think it's just be a great game for the Knicks, man. You kind of get back in the winning column 1-2 in a row. But we can't take them lightly. We cannot, because every time we go up to Chicago, so it was a tough fight. You know, so the Bulls are, you know, is Giddey playing? Is Josh Giddey playing? Let me see here. I got this correct? Let me see something. Make sure I got this correct. I'm sorry, guys. Yeah, so Knicks play tomorrow, man. I didn't even know that. They play tomorrow at 8. I thought they played Monday. All right, cool. So listen, I'll be going live tomorrow, so please come through and check it out. Please hit that like, share, subscribe button. Once again, I appreciate everybody coming through, rock with me. Great win for the boys, 108-106. And I'm LV Live, and that's my show, and I'm out of here, people. Peace.